Hey guys, hope you're all well. Hope this video finds you well. So today we're going to talk about why you and your best friend aren't close anymore. So let's go. So one of the reasons might be that there is a change in life. So for example, maybe one of you's got married or you've got a baby. Now, speaking from experience, when I got married, I had to move area. So I had to move from London to Cambridge. And my best friend, she came to visit, maybe best friend at that time. She came to visit maybe once when we were still there. And it just felt different, like we were like different people, like we weren't there, So because I was married, she wasn't married. She was still with her boyfriend. I had a child or was pregnant. She didn't have a child. So really the things to talk about were like we didn't really have things to talk about. So that can make your relationship different because you're both at different stages in life. So you will not always be on the same page. You're not going to marry at the same time. You're not going to have babies at the same time. You're not going to, all the life changes are not going to happen at the same time. So that might be one reason why you and your best friend aren't, besties anymore. And the other reason might be that you grew apart. People grow apart for different reasons. It might be that you moved country and you just can't see them that much, which means they what's the word? Yeah, so you basically kind of don't have anything really to talk about because you don't hang around together, around the same people. So you just kind of like, hi, how are you? You're fine, good. Done. Conversation done, literally. Because, you're different. You just, in the same zone, with the same friends. You don't do the same things. So yeah, that can be another reason for growing apart. I don't even know how people do long distance relationships or friendships, but there's some that actually survive, and most of them I think they don't, because it's hard having a long distance relationship relationship or friendship. It must be hard, honestly. Me and my ex-best friend, we were in Cambridge and London, and it was hard, and it just fizzled. It wasn't like we fought or anything. It just fizzled out. The other reason is that you do not have anything in common. Now I think this happens a lot with a lot of friendships, because you're together, well, some of them are, you're together in primary school, secondary school, college, and you're literally around the same people, you're around the same friend, you have the same friends, you go out together, all this, so you're really close, you're together all the time. And then you go to uni. So you might go to the same uni or you might not go to the same uni. Now that's when I think the relationship start to kind of, fizzle a bit or be distant because you're not together anymore. You start making new friends. You probably make a new bestie on campus or something. They make a bestie on campus, and it's like, you don't have the same friends, and things just kind of drift apart, and you just you only get like one phone call every so often of you two talking, and that's when you're like, okay, something's going on here. So that, and then at that point I think you can either try to work on it, or you just kind of like, we're just friends, we just be friends. But yeah, this, having nothing in common is major for breaking up relationships. But it's okay. I think it's part of life. If you're lucky, you have the same best friend all through your life. If not, it's okay. You can make a new best friend. It happens, guys. It happens. Yeah, and the other thing is that you do not relate to each other. Now, this can go back to the first point, but it can be that you've grown up and changed so much that you might be, I don't know, you just want to settle down, and the other friend just wants to, keep it going, being single. Or you just don't want to go clubbing and stuff, and the other person just wants to keep clubbing. Or you just, I don't know, you don't want to do certain things, and they just want to, they want to do it. So obviously that kind of breaks up. It can affect your relationship, because before you used to do like all these things together, and now it's like you want to do this, they want to do that, it doesn't connect, and you're like, okay, now what? I mean, they do sometimes. Obviously your best friend doesn't have to like every single thing you like. You don't have to like everything that each other likes, but you have to have some common things, some things that kind of hold you together or bring you together or make you that makes it like, you know, okay, we have this in common, we have that in common, that kind of thing. But if you don't have anything in common, it's a bit difficult to keep a relationship or a friendship. It's like oil and water, you can't mix them, you know. So if you're oil and water, it's just like, it's not gonna work, it's just not gonna work. The other point is that maybe something happened between you two, which, you know, you didn't resolve or whatever, which makes things awkward, which means you kind of distant from each other. Some people like to, when there's an issue, they do not like to address it, they just like to sweep it under the carpet and move on. Then another thing happens, sweep it under the carpet, move on. And every time you do that, it's like it takes a bit of you, like of your friendship, like it chips away until you get to a point where you're like, you know what, we're just friends, we're not even besties, we just like, you're over it, you know what I mean? So sometimes when you have, you know, if you argue about something or there's an issue, it's best to just talk about it, resolve it, move on. But if you just, one person is like, oh, you know, I don't care, and then the other person just doesn't want an argument about it and just keeps quiet, then that's not our best friend relationship. You need to be able to resolve your issues in order to stay best friends, or else the relationship is gonna it's gonna die. It's just gonna die because it needs work. It can't just be a one-way street. The other person gets to be right, you always get to be wrong, and that's good. No, it can't be like that. It's the same thing as in relationships, you know. You have to work on it. And so if something happens, talk about it and, you know, fix it and then move on. Don't just say, oh, I don't want an argument, I don't want this, and then, you know, you just keep quiet and move on. And no, talk about it if you want the relationship to work. If you don't want, we move. And last point is, you're not there for them or they're not there for you. So that's a major one, obviously. So, because bestie is bestie, you know, bestie is meant to be there for everything, the good, the bad, the not good, and, you know, the in-betweens, everything. Besties are meant to be there for that. So if your bestie is always, obviously you can't be there for everything, but if your bestie keeps disappointing you all the time, not turning up to major events in your life and all this stuff, that can drift a best friend relationship. It can be like, okay, how are you my best friend and you don't turn up to my wedding? How are you my best friend, you don't turn up for my birthday party? How are you my best friend if you don't turn up for my baby's christening? How are you my best friend if you're not there in hospital when I get, you know, there's a whole lot of things that can happen. But as I said, you don't have to go to every single thing, because people got lives to do, people got work, people got things to do. You can't be that every single thing that goes on in your best friend's life. But the major ones like weddings, babies, christening, stuff like that, honey, you gotta make the time and come. If you don't come, people gonna be in their feelings, because those are some major milestones in people's lives. So yeah, so if you're not there for them when they need you, then your relationship can drift. So you have to try and be there for your besties, or else you're not besties, you're just common friends. And that's okay to be common friends. But if you want to be besties, then you gotta be doing bestie goals. You gotta be doing bestie things. You gotta be doing you gotta be there for your bestie, you know. So yeah guys, hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to share it with your friends and family who you think might find it helpful, and we shall speak to you later. Bye guys.